All right, so welcome back to another tutorial video on this Baguette Shop program. And we're going to continue working from where we stopped last time. And a quick reminder was where we basically stopped was when we run the program and we click on the user section because we were working on the user part. So if I click on user, it obviously takes me to the user login section where I have to log in. And it's just going to do that now. So I have to enter username and password. And then from there, I can be able to go into the next section, which is where the user, after they've logged into this Baguette shop, they can now look at the different type of filling options that are available. And of course, from that, they can also move on to the next screen, which is the one for the salad options, and of course they can also go further from that once they're done to the final order form. So what's happening is that we have user authentication here, and the username that I set was user123 and then user123 at. Once I click on login, authentication is valid, and this is where we have this filling options that they can have a look at. And essentially, once they click next, they're supposed to go to the salad options, which we're going to be putting the salad options that they need to select and have a look at so that they can finally fill out the form, and that's going to be the order form. So what's going to happen first of all is we are going to be working on creating the next option, and that's going to be obviously for the salad options. We're going to be designing that. We're also going to be designing the form, and in the form what we want to do is kind of put some sort of validation where we just provide them with the options of what they have already previously seen. So we're going to use some drop down menus, and we're going to be using some text boxes as well. So that's kind of what the form would comprise of once we have a skeleton design of it. So this page is essentially not supposed to be present, and there's also supposed to be a back button from the salad page that takes the user back to the page of the filling. And one thing I want to say is for the filling, I actually want to add one more button that's going to take the user back. So I'll click on the user again. It's going to take the user back from the filling back again to the start page. So back again to the start page, because I feel that's just going to be more efficient in that sense. So what I mean is once the user actually logs in, then from here, once they click login, then they should be able to have some sort of button. I guess we can make the button just go from like the back. That means like we can have it on the salad options where we can just have back, and then we can also, because salad options, there's not many of the salad options they can have a look at. So we can just make that go back, and then from there, we can also have an option that says go home screen, so back home, and also just back to this filling options, which you're going to see. So let's get started on working how to design our salad options. According to the scenario, the user is supposed to select one type of salad they would like in their baguette. So these are the options that we have. We have lettuce, sweet corn, tomato, and peppers. So we're just going to go look for these pictures and download them because we need to put them in our design. And I'm going to go search up for lettuce first. One thing you should also keep in mind is that these pictures have to not have a background so they sync nicely. So we're going to be looking for the photos that we need for the salad option. So lettuce would be my first one. So go to image, just search up the photos, have them ready so that once we start the design, everything would be ready. Okay, this photo looks pretty nice. I'm going to use this one, or even I would say this one's good. So I'm going to save this photo. Once you get the right photo you like, just click on Save As, and I'm going to be saving it. So right-clicking on the photo, and then I will save it as just lettuce. Save it to your computer and click Save. The next photo I need is for tomatoes, so maybe I'm going to look for like tomato slices. So I'm going to search it up here. Tomato slices, something that looks yummy and nice. Okay, this looks pretty good. I'm actually going to save this one right here. There's also so many. So just choose the right one that you actually want to use. Um, just looking if there's other options, and I think that's the best option. This one actually looks pretty good. So I'm going to save this one. It's kind of very similar to the first one I saw. So I'll use these tomato slices and save again. I'll call this tomato. So I saved the second salad option. The next one is sweet corn. So sweet corn. Save that as well. So I'm opening it up. I definitely need to have it somewhere on its own, just on its own showing. So I might just be using, oh, this is perfect. That's what I needed. Something like this. That just shows the sweet corn. So that's really good for what I want. And I'll just copy this as well. So I'll just save this to my, again, so I'll just call it sweet. So this picture actually is an AVIF file. So I need to convert this file to a PNG to be able to use it. And then I have the cucumber slices. So I'm going to use cucumber slices. If I could find something of that sort. So cucumber slices, I really would like something like this. So I'm going to also save some sort of, it's a good idea to always look for bright and nice clear images. So that's why I'm saving all these clear ones. So this is my cucumber. And then finally, what else do I need? So I'm going to click on save, and that's it. So now I'm looking for the next one, which is peppers. So I'm going to look for some pepper slices as well. So I can be able to, it could be like bell pepper slices, which I think is pretty, ooh, this is pretty good actually. This would be really good because sometimes people don't really like hot and spicy. Some people do. So I think I'm just going to save this one. And I'll just call it bell pepper slices, you know, once I'm putting that as an option. So yeah, so basically just going to save image as, and yeah, and then basically just write it as peppers, and then I'll just save that. So I have all my pictures. One thing to take note of is you want to put like short, clear names so that the user can kind of remember what options are available, and they can, you know, be able to use those to put those options in the form, which is the reason why I said we're going to have a back button, and a home button, so it's easier to navigate on the user page. Now I have all those pictures. It's still not done because I still need to kind of remove the backgrounds from these pictures, and then I'm able to use them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a remove background website online, which we've used before. And I'm just going to upload those photos and take away the backgrounds. So it's loading for me. That's just going to make everything sync nicely to my own background design. So I'm going to click on upload image. I'm going to start with the one of the cucumber. And it's going to remove for me the background, which is what I wanted. So you just have to wait a little. And then of course this is now perfect. So download the new removed background image and just replace it with the old one. So I'll just delete this old one, and I'll just now name this one cucumber. I just call it image 1 because I'm actually going to be uploading it in my design, so it doesn't really need to have any specific name. Now I'm going to do the next one, which is going to be for me. That's going to be the next picture, and that's the peppers or the lettuce. Let's do the lettuce first. So I'm going to take away the background of the lettuce and also download this as well. So that's going to be my picture number 2. So I'll delete this one, and this image right here for the sweet corn, I need to convert it to a PNG so I can actually remove the background and use it efficiently. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to upload another picture again. So upload image, and this time it's going to be the peppers. And then again, take away the background, download that picture. And then this is my third image, so I'll delete the old one. This is going to be my third picture, so picture number 3. And then I have the sweet corn and the tomato. So I'm going to upload the tomato now. And then the sweet corn, I need to convert it, like I said, to a PNG so I can be able to upload it and remove the background. So here I'm getting the tomato, and this is my image number 4. And of course, I'm going to delete the old one. And now I need to convert the sweet corn to PNG. So what I'm going to do is, again, go online and you can open a new tab and just say convert AVIF to PNG. And you easily get all these, helps from online sources. So always try to search up what you need online. Definitely going to find a solution. So I'm going to click on select file. And I want to convert the sweet corn into a PNG, so it's an actual image file. So I'm going to convert it, and then now it's converted for me. And then what I do is just click on downloading it. And so once I've downloaded that, I'm going to now have a look at it. So it's now actually showing as a picture like the other, so I can delete the old one. And remember that you have to make sure you don't have any background here. So we definitely want to take the background away. So we're going to go back. I'm going to go to the remove background, upload image, and of course select the sweet corn. And then once I'm done, I'm going to download the sweet corn now that does not have any background anymore. And that's going to be my 5th image. So essentially we have 5 pictures that we need to use. So we have to organize that nicely. What I'm thinking of doing is putting like first 3 at the top and then 2 at the bottom. I think that's a good way to kind of organize everything, but at the same time make space, because this time I'm having 2 buttons, one that's going to say next and one that's going to, actually 3 buttons, guys. One that's going to say next, one that's going to say back, and one that's going to say home. And each of those buttons are just going to redirect me to someplace else to make the whole process versatile and easy for the user. All right, now we have everything done. I'm just going to close these extra screens and go back to LunaPic. We now need to design another screen that's going to have the salad options. So it should be similar to this screen, of course. And I do have a base design, so I'm just going to use that base design because it just makes everything easier. So the base design I'm talking about, oh, actually, I don't have a base design. I could have just used, I wanted to see if I could use something that I already had designed, so that's okay. I'm going to just go and redesign it. So file, new blank image, try to stick to the same consistency as before. I do have this kind of color from my background. Click on go. That's the exact color. Go to border tool. I have the red. Nope, I have a red back border sort of like that. That's perfect. So now click on apply. And I'm just going to be writing down, this is something similar to this, so Baguette ordering system. And then here are the list of salad options we offer. That's kind of what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to click on Baguette ordering, the text file, the text tool, and just write Baguette ordering system. And then I already have it stored. The type of writing was chubby. And I just need to get the right size, so it was actually in red color. So I'm trying to maintain that consistency and niceness. So I'm just going to try doing 80 just to see how big that's going to be. And that's pretty big, so let me see if I was able to, yeah, so that's pretty okay, I guess. So this is going to be okay for my font, so I'm just going to click on apply text. And then here, I'm just going to say, here are the list of salad options we offer. So I'm just going to type that in, very similar to what I had here. So here are the list of, instead of filling, I'm just going to say salad options we offer. And I'm going to resize this to 50, perhaps, or even less, maybe 30. And I think that's perfect. Let me just compare with the previous one. Yeah, that should be really good. So I'm just going to put this on somewhat in the center, a little bit more. Yeah, so this is going to change color to blue just like I have the other one. And then I'm just going to click on apply. Okay, so apply text when you're done. So now I'm going to start putting in those pictures that we actually took out the background for. So these are the photos I'm talking about. These ones, I'm going to be putting them in. So the first thing you need to do, remember, is to save this image to clipboard first, just like before, because now you're going to be putting pictures. And so think about the arrangement of how you're going to be arranging these photos. So I'm going to click on upload, and then I'm going to click on choose file. And of course, you can start with any fillings, any salad option, sorry. So I'm going to choose the cucumber slices first. And don't forget to also save this image to clipboard as well. So click on save image to clipboard or copy image to clipboard. And then once you're done, go back to your original design in the history section and click on it. And then of course, once you click on it, then come back to effects and say blend to images. Okay, so here's my picture of the cucumber that I was talking about. So I definitely have to resize this because I need to put other options. So I think this size could be good because I also have to think about the fact that I'm going to be putting other options and I need space for the buttons that I was talking about. So I'm going to have cucumber here, put it a little bit down. I'm going to have my second option and my third one, and then the two ones at the bottom here, and then that's where we place our buttons. So I'm just going to give the space for the buttons. So this is my cucumber options, cucumber slices. I'm going to go to the next one. So make sure you save this design now to clipboard. So copy image to clipboard again. Then go back and reiterate the process, upload all over again. And now I'm going to be getting my second salad option, which is the lettuce. I'm going to click on open. And of course, now we need to copy this to clipboard. So copy image to clipboard as well. And then I go back to the design I just put in the cucumber. And now I'm going to again go to effects and blend to images. And then now I'm going to get the lettuce. So the lettuce comes somewhere in the middle, but I have to, of course, reduce the size of this lettuce. It's so big. So I think this is a pretty good size. I just need to make sure I have enough space for my other fillings. So I think this is a good size right here. So I also have to have some space to write the name. So this is pretty good. So I have my lettuce. I'm just going to put my third option over here. So I'm just going to click on apply. Again, the same old drill. You have to save this, copy this image to clipboard again, and then just go and again upload the third salad option. And that's going to be for me, I think I'm going to use either sweet corn or tomato. So I'm going to go with tomato for this one. And then you need to save, copy your images to the clipboard as well. And sort of repeat the same process really, and then click back to your original design. You're always going to find these designs on history, so they're always at the bottom. You will see it says undo history, and then once you do that, just take your mouse over effects, blend to images. Now I'm going to resize my tomato slices. Oops, I need to resize this picture, so I'm just going to resize it to this kind of fit. So I think this is a pretty good size, maybe a little bit more. Okay, so these are my options for salads. I still have two more. Click on apply. So once we're done with this, I would like to put in that, I do have some sort of consistency here where I have a blue line. So I think I'm going to also put that in there. So I'm going to click on line just to keep that consistency in the design going. I'm going to kind of increase maybe the thickness and just kind of put it over here. Okay, so maybe not too close to these options, slightly down. And just try to make sure you get a really straight line there so it doesn't look any, rumbled or anything. It's really straight, so something like this. Because this is where I'm going to be putting my remaining two, and then in the middle, I think I'm going to be putting those buttons. So I really am going to organize my space in here. So once you're done, click on apply. So remember, I went to this line option. It's at the bottom. It says line, I guess. Yeah, draw a line. So now I have my line here. I'm going to now put in my remaining pictures for salad options. So copy image to clipboard again. Go to upload again, and again, I'm going to choose the file. And I'm now looking to select my, I already did I'm going to do the bell pepper now and the sweet corn. So I'm going to copy this image to clipboard as well. And then of course, don't forget to go and click on your design. And then of course, don't forget to now go to effects and then of course, blend to images. So once this design is open, effects, blend to images. And so you're going to get these peppers. You have to definitely rearrange them because they're really big in size if you get like a really big image. So I'm trying to rearrange mine as much as I can so they don't look awkward, but they also look like the options we're looking for. So yeah, so I'm going to put it over here because then I need some space that's going to be on this side for my buttons. So here's perfect. So I'm going to click on, and also need some space to put the name in here. So that's really essential. So click apply once you're done. And then now I just need to put the last one, which is a sweet corn. So I'm going to copy image to clipboard again. And then go back again, upload again, and select choose file. And of course, now we're going to go select the sweet corn and open. Okay, and then we are also going to save this image to clipboard. So there's an option that says copy image to clipboard. So you're always kind of copying image to clipboard. And then I'm going to click on my original design. And of course, I'm going to go to this part that says effects, blend to images, of course. And I'm going to resize this corn. This is a lot of sweet corn. It's like a really big size. So I'm going to put it over here. And of course, I need some space to also write the name. So I need to kind of resize this nicely. And I think it works pretty good at this point. Yeah. So that's it, guys. So once you get all your salad options in, so you click apply. You don't draw anything here. Just leave them for the buttons. So one button's going to be next, one's going to be back, one's going to be home. I'm going to be putting them on one on top of each other. So that's why I left the middle space. Now what we're going to do is just put the names of these salad options. So I'm just going to go to text right now and kind of keep to the same style that I wrote for this filling options. So I'm going to keep to that style. So first one is just cucumber, cucumbers, and then I'm going to select the red color for my text and of course the chubby for the size, and I think I'm going to go with 30 just to see how small that is because I don't want it to be too big. So I think this is pretty good. So cucumbers is the first one. You can put it here, you can put it at the bottom. It depends on where it is. I think a good idea is at the bottom to keep the consistency. But then there's going to be a problem because this one, I don't have enough space. I can put it on all over here. That's fine. I can just put it on top of this part. So here's the cucumber. So I'm done with the first one. I'll just click on apply text. And here I'm just going to write lettuce. And I got the lettuce, so click anywhere, just get it, and I'll put it right here. So this is the lettuce option. Just make sure you arrange it nicely. And then of course, now I got my lettuce. Then I click on apply text, and then we have tomato, which is this one right here. So tomato is my next text, so tomato. And of course, then I'd have to put it over here. So tomato is going to go here, and then once I'm done with the tomato, I can now go into the other ones. So tomato is over here. Now we're going to go to the other ones, and that's going to be for the bell peppers and sweet corn. So very similar to this style of design, really. So the next one's going to be bell peppers. I'm just going to write that down so they know it's like not really spicy peppers, just the bell peppers. And of course, once that's done, then you click on apply. And then apply text once you've at least determined where you want to place the text. And now the last one is the sweet corn. So sweet corn, I guess the word's one. Sweet corn. And then I'm just going to put it over here. Okay, something like that. And then just apply. And so now I have my complete background ready for my salad options. As you can see, all 5 salad options, following the description given to us in this programming scenario. So now I can just download this screen. So I'm going to click on save, and this is going to be my salad option screen. And now we're going to go back and put that in our coding here. So what we need to do is, first of all, this next button has to connect to the screen that we just designed. And to do that, we have to go to the user access HTML page on the left side, because that's where you kind of connected this next button to open. You said user page. Now I'm just going to say user access to. So to keep the consistency going. So this is user access 1 or just user access. And so I'm just going to say user access 2, even though you can name them as filling and salad options, depends on you. So right now I have my background actually downloaded from me. So I'm just going to call it user underscore access 2. Okay. So this is the design, as you can see. And now I'm just going to go and upload that. So let's go back and click on this little three-dotted menu, upload file, select the file and open. So it's user access GIF. I would have preferred it was just like a normal PNG. So if you get a GIF, you can still go back and click more options on Lunapic and just save it as a PNG. I feel like PNGs will be better for me here when actually putting it in my, oops. Trying to go back to my here. So this is now a PNG. I'm just gonna, it's not like it's wrong to have a GIF, but you know, PNGs could work really well. So I'm gonna call it user access 2 again. And now I'm gonna go back to the program. I'm gonna delete this one that was a PNG, was not a PNG, sorry, that was a GIF, GIF. And I'm going to now click on the upload file and of course select this PNG one now and say open. And so once you've done that, you can now just go back to the user access page and change this. But you have to create a page like the one you did for the user HTML, because you're going to a new page. So you have a user HTML. I think we can also just call this, in fact, we can rename this user access page to just salad options, because this is only the picture. The user access 2 page is the one that we can create just like user access page. So here we are going to, you can just copy, because this user access is the one that opens the other page, which is the one that we're going to be creating called user access 2. And that's the one that's going to contain this background picture. So we need to go to the new file option and create another page. So we can call it user access 2 .html, because this is going to be an HTML web page. And so now going back to user access, you want to be able to copy this part of the code and to be able to insert it into this user access 2. And remember, you have to also specify you have to create a style for it. So design for your user access to a simple style sheet, because you're just going to put the background picture anyway. So I'm going to call this style 4, click on new file again. This is going to be called style underscore 4.css. And so now I have my user access to HTML and my user access. So you can just copy exactly what you have in your user access page, which is the one that you had these filling options, because it's kind of going to be the same for you for the user access to page. So just copy the code block. Now go back to your user access to page, which is this one right here, and just paste it in. And now change this to salad page, not filling page, because you're now dealing with the salad options. So salad page, I'm calling this. And then everything will change. The style would also be style 4, because now we're using style 4. And here you are going to open it. You can still keep it at user page, because the next thing we need to work on is going to be the order form for the customers. And that's where the salad option really does connect to. But we also want to be able to put in, as I mentioned, we want to put in buttons, like more than one button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this button right here, and I'm going to add another button, and that's going to be for, I'm going to keep everything same in terms of like the position, the width, and all of that. And that's going to be not next, but it will rather be back. So this is like a back button that goes back to the user access page, which is the one that has like the filling options, like this page. So I'm going to write down here, instead of user page, I'm just going to delete it and write down user access page, because I wanted to take us back, to take the user back there, so the navigation is really good and the interactiveness during the whole process of using this application is smooth for the user. And so now I have done, you obviously have to change the coordinates. So I think this is going to go further down. So I'm going to go with something like 600 just to see how further down that goes. And now I'm going to copy this block of code again and I'm going to still keep the left, because on the left, maybe we can go like 400 for both of them, a little further to the right, since I want it to be along that line, sort of in the center. So now copy this part and now paste it down here. And this is going to be instead of the back button, this one, I'm going to make it a home button, which takes them back home. And so back home is actually the original screen. And that's going to be the one that we have the index. So it's index.html. That's like the original one that takes them back where they can click on user or administrator. So going back to the user access 2, so here it's going to be, take this away, it's just going to be connecting to the index page instead of that user. So here's index.html, so I think I have everything set. We just need to change the top, which now goes maybe further down, so like 620 pixels, and of course you can readjust this for sure. Now let's go into the style 4 sheet for this user access 2, which is the salad options page. It's going to be the same thing as style 3. So go to style 3, the one that you included for the filling options, and copy all the codes there and just come and paste it for style 4. And the only thing really changing for style 4 is just the background image. So the background image is going to be this salad options.png, which is the one that's going to be showing. So salad options.png, and that's it. That's all you need to do. And now the next thing to do would be obviously to go back to the user access, not user access 2, but user access page, and now change this connection from the fillings page. Instead of going back to the user login page, it should now go to this user access 2 page, which is the one that's going to contain the salad options. So you can delete this and write user underscore access 2, and you should be good to go now. So try running it again, and of course put in your username. So click on user first, and then of course it's opening up. And now you're going to be clicking on typing in your username and password. So typing in username, password, user123. I'm going to have to zoom out a little bit. Okay, perfect. Just want to get like a really nice view, not too much of a stretched screen. So just try to adjust your screen nicely on Replit so you get a really nice view here. And so user123 at, click on login, authentication valid. Okay, so here I have the filling option. So let's click on next. So once I click on next, this is perfect. So we have this option, which is, and all the buttons are kind of, they're just moving. So we definitely have to rearrange them. They're not in the right place. This is like next button. So we have to take it further up. And I think what we're going to do in the user access 2 page, so I'm going to close this user access page. User access 2 page, I'm going to make the top. So there's an option that says top, starting from the first button, which is this one right here. Sorry. So this one right here. Starting from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to perhaps make the top to be like, I think I could go with like a 300. Let's try that. Or maybe a 400. And then here we can make the top of 500, and here we can make it a 600. And here I think we can make these ones 350. So to the left side of 350, Here also 350, and then here also 350. And now we have to try it and see if it works. So let's click on, so here's 400. Maybe we can make this 450. And then here we can make this 500. Like that. So you just have to adjust it until you see them really adjusted nicely. So I'm going to click on user again. And then I'm going to put in my password, username and password. And then from there, I'm going to go to the next page. So username, password. And so we go into the filling page. Now we go to next. That's going to be the salad options page. It looks a bit better, but I feel like the back is so much towards the, like going towards the, I feel like this one is actually going towards the right a bit more. So don't know if we should, let's try making this 200 and then just taking it all the way to the left side. And then here we can make this one 250 because I feel like the top gap is pretty good. And here maybe make it like 300. And now let's try and see. I want them to all come in the middle, but one on top of one. So let's run it again. Click on user again. And then after that, we're going to enter the username and password again. So we keep doing this just to make sure we get everything right and fixed properly. And then now we go into the salad page. So we've seen the filling. Now we go into the salad. Okay, so the next is kind of now towards this part really well. So I'm going to do 260. The back, I think it's okay. Maybe I can do a 500 and then maybe do like a 200 here. Let's just see how that is. And I'll just really try that with the back first, just to see how the back is going to readjust itself. And then go back again to username. So kind of just keep doing this until you get the right position you want. So it's trial and error method. And you get better at positioning this once you code. You get more coding experience. So I'll click on login, click on next again. And now I'm actually getting it to look normal now. So it does kind of look normal. I guess this one we can move it even further to like a 300 or even a 290. And then this one is two further down, so I'm going to make it like a 270, and then that's for the back button I'm talking about. And then here I'm going to make it like a 430 or 440. And then the home button, I'm going to make it like a 250. And then at the top bottom, I'm just going to make it like a 480. So just we can see how everything's going to readjust itself. So run again, click on user again, and then enter your username and password. All right, so username, user123, and then password, password, user123 at, and then login. Okay, next, let's see. All right, okay, it seems like it's coming really well. So something that does alarm me is that this positioning is just the only problem I'm having is just the left side because I need it to come all the way here. So I'm thinking if I get it to 120, like 150 for the back button, let's see how that works for just the back button. And from there, I can decide what coordinates to use and how. So user, I'm clicking on user again, and then putting in the same thing again. So you keep trying here. Okay. Oops. I wanted to hit like an enter key. I thought you could just hit the enter key. Okay, this is pretty good. I like this. So it's getting the shape that I wanted. So maybe move it slightly more to the left. So instead of 150, maybe go like a 170. And then this one seems like I can go like 110. or 120. Let's try that for the home button. And then, of course, if you want to move them further down because the space is too cramped up, then you can just increase the top for each of these options. Oh, that was a mistake. I'm going to close it. So now I'm going to put in my username, so user123. And then, of course, the password as well. So the password is user123 at, oops, I wasn't typing that, user123 at, and then click login, and now click next. Okay, now let's see if everything is arranged. Ooh, that looks really good. So this one definitely needs to go more like further. So what we can do, and also I'm going to try to bring this a little bit down from where it is right now, and then the home, take it a little bit further down to 510, and then maybe make this actually go at 80 just to see it needs to go all the way to the right side. So click run again. So this is a really, you can notice, that this is going back and forth, and that's really what you need to do to make sure you get your whole setting and user page very nice and interactive and well organized. So you have to keep trying to arrange them properly so you can get everything looking good and interactive for the user. So it's not enough to just really rush and do stuff. Okay, so my home is taking its shape. I'm gonna just take it all the way to like 530. And I think I still need to take it further to like 50 or something because it's still trying to get to the same, horizontal alignment as the next and back. And don't forget, we still have to try them. See that they're actually working. When you click on next, does it take you to the next page? And then when you click on back, does it take you to the previous page, which is the filling page? And when you click on home, does it take you to the home page? So we still need to check those, so which we're going to hopefully do very soon. All right, so here I'm going to click on login again, click on next. And then we are, ooh, that's really good. It's really taking good shape. So I'm going to make this, instead of 50, it's going to be 40. And then I think it should be fine. The gap between this one and this one is a lot of gap, so maybe I can make it 450 or 460, not too further down. And then let's run it again and see how everything looks. So click on user. And so you kind of have to keep making those adjustments until you get it to be perfect, or at least the way you think it should be and appropriate for the user. So here again, click on login, next, and now let's see. Okay, it's good. It's really good, even though it's still loading, but this is slightly out again, so maybe make it 45 and try it one more time. So this is good. So if I click on next, I go to the next page, which is next is just this user login, because that was what I put it in. I don't have the order form ready yet. We're still going to have to work on the order form, which is the one where we're going to be asking them to enter all their orders for their baguette sandwich they would like to have. So that's where we're going to go with the whole your name and what type of salad you want and what type of filling would you want and all of that. So that's the order form that will connect once they click on next from the salad screen. So we don't have that yet. So that's, I just linked it back to the authentication for the user screen just for now. So clicking on next. So everything looks pretty good. I think this one could go as a maybe 48. But anyways, I'm going to try it now. Then I'll try running. If I click back, so you see it takes me back to the filling. That's exactly what I wanted. If I click next, it should take me back again to the salad options. If I click home, it takes me back again to my home, which is like here. So that's perfectly what we wanted. That really smooth navigation between the screens once the user gets, because the user could get to they could get to the salad option screen and they wanted to go back and maybe have a look at the fillings just to get the idea. And we're still going to have these buttons even in the form screen. So all this information would be there. Right now, I'm just trying to put in trying to check and make sure that everything's really aligned nicely. So everything does work in terms of the buttons. They really function nicely as I wanted them to. So I just want to finally check if I placed my button in the way I want it, align it really well. And yeah, so I finally get it to be perfect. And these are the buttons. You can also move this one slightly in. I think a 293 might do. That's like the first one because it doesn't seem well aligned with the others. So the next button. And also this is like really further gap, so maybe like a 510. So let's try it one more last time. And then of course if you want to make any readjustments you can. And so the next thing that we're going to be working on in the next video tutorial will be to create the order form for the customers so they can be able to place their order and we can be able to save that order in a text file. And that's pretty much it for the customers. And then for the administrators, we're going to have to be able to allow them to see information about what the customer has bought and so on. So yeah, I think everything does look good now. If you wanted to space this out, you could further space it out. Maybe make it a 520 and then it comes down, further down. Because the 530 was a little bit too far down. So everything does look well aligned. It's just that button, the last one, is too close to the second. So just to try to get a very nice equalized spacer. And finally, putting in my password again for the very last time after trying all of this and making sure everything's perfect. So click on next again. And that's perfect. So that's exactly what I wanted, a really nice, spacing between these buttons. And that is all, guys. We're going to be stopping for now at this point. And when we come in our next tutorial, we're going to be working on creating a very fun and interactive user order form so that the user can be able to place their orders based on whatever salad selection they would like, if they would like the standard filling, and also if they wanted to, if they wanted to be able to have the standard filling, and as I said, the extra filling options as well that they can choose from.